Hello, I'm Bill McConnell, primitive wilderness survivalist and tracker. I grew up hunting and fishing in Ohio and Pennsylvania, but I became a survivalist in New Jersey. These Pine Barrens are the home of the Jersey Devil and another man known as Tom Brown Jr., seminal wilderness survivalist and a conservationist of the Pine Barrens. I spent 10 years living primitively in his Pine Barrens camp on Nature Conservancy land, and I'm here to tell you why it's so important that we preserve what's left of the pine lands.
Our journey into public lands and waters begins on the South Jersey coast, in Great Egg Harbor, on the southeastern edge of the Pine Barrens. Despite New Jersey's fame as being the most densely populated state in the nation, over 18% of the state landmass is held in public ownership. A large portion of that public land is contained within the 1.1 million acre Pinelands National Reserve. Saltwater anglers from around the globe venture here for stripers, bluefish, and false albacore. Great Egg Harbor derives its name from Dutch explorer Cornelius Jacobson May's description of the abundance of nesting birds on the sheltered islands of Peck's Bay. The vitality of this ecosystem is just as important now as it was in 1614. When most people think about line-sided fish in New Jersey, they think about these beautiful bass right here. But we're gonna sneak into the Pine Barrens and find some real trophies. Something that isn't quite the size of the bait we're trying to catch these fish with. The Pinelands National Reserve came to be as part of the National Parks and Recreation Act of 1978. The first reserve of its kind in the country, created by Congress to preserve the unique ecosystem and the underlying Kirkwood-Cohansey aquifer. The area offers incredible fishing opportunities for chain pickerel, who share these tea-colored waters with the threatened banded sunfish.
Fire is what keeps the Pine Barrens, as evidenced by the scorch marks on these pitch pines. The high heat allows the seeds to open up, and the ash puts minerals in the soil that germinates those seeds. The char on these pitch pines creates a perfect opportunity for me to camouflage myself on the fly. Take a piece of the bark, smear it in, all this good charcoal dulls the skin. I can create patterns. I can wipe out the shine on my face. I can wipe out the shine on my hands. I'm chasing a bugling elk through a burn. I'm sneaking up on one of these chain pickerel in one of these cedar creeks. Need to take the shine off, grab some charcoal, smear it on, ready to go.
This 3,000 square mile aquifer is one of the purest in the country. I'm standing on top of 17 trillion gallons of potable water. In my entire time in the Pines, I never once filtered water. I always drank directly from these springs and creeks.
The Atlantic white cedar is New Jersey's most prized lumber resource. The vast majority of it grows in the freshwater swamps and bogs of the Pine Barrens. Early settlers mined the lumber and traded the light, flexible, rot-resistant wood down through the West Indies in exchange for molasses, sugar, and rum. When the rejuvenation of the cedars proved futile, those swamps turned to hardwood and brush swamps instead of vast cedar forests.
The Pinelands National Reserve is the largest stands of forest on the entire eastern seaboard. It is dissected by private land, and it is suffering the death of 1,000 cuts by urban sprawl, sand and gravel mining, and timber clear cutting. The further acquisition of public land not only guarantees hunting and fishing access to the future generations, but fresh drinking water as well.
At least the skills to survival are only half of what survival is all about. You're looking to strike a balance. You're looking to fit in, to become part of this whole thing. No, one with the whole thing. So that your presence in any landscape is not a detriment, does not destroy, but enhances the landscape.